Hey guys, Hursty's Garage here, and I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, and it's titled 5 Things That I Like About My Subaru Forester, which I just got. So stay tuned and find out what I love about this little guy. Before we get started, I'd just like to point out the obvious that we're watching a few scenes of my last trip in the Subaru Forester, and I thought you guys would like that instead of watching a little bit of boring information about the specs of the Forester. And so hopefully you like this, but let's get right to it. Here's a little background info if you don't know about the 2011 Forester or Foresters in general. It has a 2.5 liter uh, 4-cylinder 170 horsepower engine, and the weight of this little beast is 3,250 pounds, seats 5 people, and actually it can tow up to 2,400 pounds, which is crazy. I don't tow with mine, but that's not too shabby. So let's get right into it. The first reason that I love this little guy is the miles per gallon, or MPG. This is probably the biggest thing that I love about my Forester, and especially with the gas prices and stuff in 2022, you just you really can't beat this. And according to the EPA, she gets about 21 miles per gallon in the city and up to 27 miles per gallon on the highway with a 16.9 gallon fuel tank. So if you've seen some of my previous videos and know what I drive, that it's a Honda Ridgeline, a 2008, and so you obviously know why I'm excited about this Forester's miles per gallon. That's because the 2008 Honda Ridgeline gets between 15 and 18 miles per gallon if you're lucky, and especially if you're towing something, and that's way out the window. So shoot, on my last trip I reached almost 31 miles per gallon. So you just can't beat that here in the Forester. And I usually average anywhere from 24 ish to 25, 26. So yeah, I love that in this thing. So like I said, that's probably the biggest thing for me is the miles per gallon right now on her. I love that. So let's dive into number 2. I love her size. The official specs on this, the length is 179.5 inches total. The width is 70.1 inches. The height is 65.9 inches. And her wheelbase is 103 inches. And absolutely, hands down, what I love is the whopping ground clearance of almost 8.9 inches. Woohoo! That's just, yeah, you can pretty much go and do whatever you want to do, especially if you're, like, say, up in the mountains a little bit and you've got a few smaller rocks and stuff like that. There's not many vehicles out there that come with 8.9 inches of ground clearance right off the showroom floor. So yeah, that's a huge plus. And then just driving through the cities, like if you're parallel parking or things like that, oh gosh, it's just absolutely a godsend compared to some of the bigger vehicles that I've had. There's just no comparison. So that moves into, basically this is going to be kind of the same, along the same lines. Number 3 is the turning radius. My last vehicle that I still own, but it's the 2008 Honda Ridgeline. I keep going back to that one, and of course this is an apples to oranges comparison, but her turning radius is 42.6 feet, and the Subaru is 34.4 feet You just, I mean, the turning radius is, you can't compare it. I can be on the side of a road and go, okay, hey, I want to turn left, and let's just go ahead and turn around here. I can pretty much do it in one fell swoop, whereas before there was just no way. So it's obviously not a zero radius turning, but pretty dang close. I mean, she just, it's fantastic. It gets you out of many situations where just like a couple of days ago, I was up in the mountains and I wanted to turn around on this trail that was not very wide, and you pretty much had to back down if you wanted to turn around. Well, I was able to do it in the Forester pretty much no problem. So that is just a huge plus when you're, especially if you're in the city driving or on the back trails. Which let's go to number 4. That is Subaru's all-wheel drive system. How this is just self-explanatory. When you'll see the picture that you're looking at right now. That when I was driving, coming back from an area in the mountains, going through Portland, Oregon, it started hailing, and the temperature got down below 32 degrees. It was slick as crap, and there was an accident on the side of the road because people don't know how to drive, and they have these poor equipped vehicles that the tires are bald and whatever. But of course, in the old Subi, I was good to go and had no problems whatsoever. Obviously, I always just say that Subaru just about invented the all-wheel drive system, but I definitely know that they perfected it, and they've had plenty of time to do it, and you really can't beat it. It's very stable. You can go through situations, especially like I go back to mountain trails where there's just about a foot of snow on the ground, and this thing plows right through it. So I have nothing bad to say about this, and it has got me through plenty of situations already, and I pretty much just got the vehicle. So and it's almost comparable to my little Honda Ridgeline, and that's saying something. So yeah, that is just a huge plus, and obviously when I say 1 through 5 on these 5 things that I like, actually the all-wheel drive system might be up more towards the top. It's just that good. So these aren't necessarily in order from best to worst, but anyway, let's move on to number 5, and the last one here is the back trunk. And the reason why I got this vehicle and I was so excited about it was that you could, without any modifications, put a mattress back there and sleep back there. I like to go on my trips, and of course it's usually just me right now, and I like to just hop in there, throw a mattress back there, and not get a hotel for a couple of days or so, depending on where I'm going. And I can do that in this little tiny Subaru Forester that gets almost, like I said, 31 miles to the gallon when if I drive absolutely like a grandpa, and I can sleep back there. So, I mean, that to me is awesome. You save a ton of money. And let's face it, a lot of people can't afford to get a hotel all the time. And so this is a perfect solution. And you're actually decently comfortable, and I'm 6'1", so yeah, I might have to sleep sideways a little bit, unless I do a modification that adds a little bit more headroom, so you wouldn't have to sleep sideways. But 2 people, obviously You can definitely put 2 people in there if you do some modification and move the seats forward. And what I mean by modifications is adding some like a sort of a buffer in between the space between where the back seats fold down and between the back of the seat. There's a little space there that leaves an opening, and so your head is obviously going to sink down a little bit, so you have to modify that. But yeah, it's awesome. Some of the specs on that that I've been able to pull up: the cargo floor to rear seat is about 35.5 inches, which is, I mean, huge. You can put golf carts or golf clubs back there, a ton of groceries. Pretty much anything you want to fit back there, it's great. And then, like I said, the actual cargo floor to the back of the center console is about 70 inches. So, like I said, without any modifications, especially around a 6 foot, 5'11" person, it can fit back there, absolutely no problems whatsoever. And like I said, I'm 6'1", and yeah, with the right size mattress, I can fit back there and be just comfortable too. I'm not sure exactly the absolute height of a person that you can fit back there without the modification, but it's 6'1" is pretty close to it, to where if you do any further than that, your head's going to sink down in there. So those are pretty much the 5 things that I love about my Subaru Forester. And I could sit here and go into a heck of a lot more all day long, but those are the 5 basic ones that I can shoot off the top of my head right now. So if you're looking at getting a Subaru Forester, especially the years 2009 to 2013, I would say go ahead and do it, because they are awesome. So hopefully you like this video and you liked watching a little bit of some of my trek throughout the Pacific Northwest. And I guess if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, please, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace!